Week 3 of the grocery challenge of how much does it cost us to eat as a family of 4 is here. And if you haven't seen videos 1 and 2, please go and check them out. Very briefly, it is a budget of $200 or less to feed a family of 4. We have a stocked freezer, so we're using all the meats from there, unless it's something that we don't have, like the mincemeat that we've been able to buy. But 9/10 of everything else, iced coffee, milk, bread, snacks, whatever, I've had to purchase. And then this is looking at our shopping habits and how we able to purchase things and then use things throughout the week as well, and just get a bit of a general idea. Next week will be week 4 to wrap it up, and then after that I'm going to have another video that I'm going to have a look at what we actually spent, because although we've done a couple of the shops, you look at week 2 and especially this one, the haul is there and it says how much we've spent minus whatever. So last week I added everything up and I took away $20, which was the coffee, because that will go as a stockpile. It didn't even get touched in this week as something we've consumed, and the same with the Milo in this one. And I'm going to do a little bit of a wrap up, because I'm able to keep our costs pretty low because we are a snacky family, but because I can get things on markdown or other places, we can get bread from the bread run, so that keeps our costs down in some areas. I'll buy markdown milk where I can, and that's how I'm able to keep our grocery bills pretty low. I'm happy to do another video about it as well, talking about things like that, because everyone always says, oh, what's your number 1 tip? And it is just do everything and figure out what works for you and keep analyzing and adapting and changing. So without further ado, here is week 3 grocery haul, and then all the meals and some of the snacks and things that we've had through the week, and I'll come back and see you at the end. Here is week 3, keeping it real. I'm filming this at the end of the week, so we haven't really had to touch much of this shop, but I was still buying things out of habit to stockpile. Some things are on special, and just to tide us over a little bit. Some things we did run out of, so I've had to borrow a couple of things to visually represent that they were purchased and used through the week. So let's start over here. I did go to Foodland. I picked up some plain flour pasta for $1.50, and I'd got 3 litres of milk marked down to $2.98. I figured that was kind of okay to buy those, because I buy other things like Milo or coffee that aren't so much a food thing, but they were on special and I couldn't resist, but I'll talk about them coming up later. I also grabbed 2 lots of eggs that we have also used up, I'm pretty sure. There's a couple left in the fridge, that's about it. So I grabbed these because they were the cheapest available. I know they're barn laid, I know people have issues with it, but when you're trying to be frugal, every dollar counts. So it is what it is. Okay, I picked up a full cream, 2 different plain flours. I went through a whole bag in 1 week making cookies and everything else that I did, cinnamon scrolls. 2 lots of iced coffee, which is actually this week's because we've already used it up. So thank you for standing in for a visual representation. Lasagna sheets, nearly out. Milo, I grabbed this because it was on special, and it's one of the things I do not ever want to run out of, so I'm going to pick it up, even though it didn't really fit in with the theme of meals and things we go through each week. When it's on special, you have to grab it. 2 packets of Hokkien noodles, 2 packets of the Maggi noodles, because they were on sale for $2.50 each, so I bought them to replace what we have used for the past week, because my son's back into 2-minute noodles again. Same with the coffee. Picked it up because it was on special, and I missed the last sale cycle, and I'll probably miss the sale cycle at Woolworths. So I grabbed it because it's, again, one thing I do not want to miss out on. So that's where that negates to shopping at Foodland. It all equals out in the end. Yeast, so I can do some baking. I keep my yeast in the freezer. It helps look after it. Muesli bars, 1 packet of muesli bars, because that's all that was on the shelf. So you grab what you can. for UHT milks. It is so good having UHT milk in the house, especially when you run out of regular milk. I have a smoothie every single day. I tried the almond milk, didn't like it, so normal milk. I'll just deal with the calories. A garlic aioli as a backup, so not necessarily that we use every single week, but I'm also focusing on stockpiling and making sure that we can go a couple of weeks again now without needing to shop. 4 of the oat milks. There was 2 packets of chips. End of the week, they've been eaten, which is totally fine. Chicken and crinkle cut chips. 2 packets of the crackers that we get. I have 6 of the hot chocolates because I think we're running pretty low. And again, Coles is the only place I can pick them up. So I grabbed them because I need to make sure we don't run out of them. 2 tins of coconut cream, and there is a tuna in there. We don't eat tuna often, but it is one of those foods that is really handy to have. And we haven't really had a lot of potatoes that are of good price because the 4 kilo bags are now $8 and it pains me to buy them. So I wait for a special where I can buy potatoes, and then we will be able to do the fish patties that we do. Sweet chili sauce just for a backup for the cupboard. I got 4 apple juices, but I'm pretty sure that we've already gone through 2 and we've just opened this one, so really had just purchased to replace what we've already used. I've got a parsnip and a turnip. I know they don't look the best. They're about to go in an attempted homemade pasty. We'll see how we go. I bought these protein bars. I really enjoyed them, so I might pick some up another time, but I've already done shop 4, so we'll wait. I'll just eat a normal muesli bar in the meantime, but they were pretty good. I did pick up some pizza dough, so it was marked down to 90 cents. We really enjoyed it. Did homemade pizzas, which you will no doubt see coming up because remember, we're backwards. Sliced cheese, we always need that. Cream cheese, purchased this to replace that we used during the week when I did the cinnamon scrolls. So, and I can do a cheesecake or something with that. And cheddar cheese, we are nearly out, so I needed to grab that to always have cheese in the fridge. Crumb chicken nuggets are life. Rice, I'm always going to pick up rice because it's a good pantry staple. Carrots, corn and peas, I love these for doing fried rice, and I like them in food. Everyone else not so much, so I'm happy to pick these up to have in the freezer. And there are also some frozen triangles that aren't featured here that I forgot because they're out in the main freezer. And also some dim sims that I got because they were half price, and I figured let's pick them up and add them to a meal during the week. I don't know where they will fit in. It wasn't this week, so we might see it the following week. Monday night, my friend Victoria was in town, so we went out for dinner. Oh, good start to the week, let me tell you. So hubby had the 2 Herbert Adam pies that I got a couple of weeks ago, luckily, because they're in the freezer for an easy meal. That was the whole point of them. And then randomly he searched through the freezer and he found a couple of bags of chips. I know I'm showing you pulling out bacon right now, but I just put it in as a visual reminder to remember that that's what they had for dinner. So no doubt my son had chicken nuggets and chips then, and my daughters had a plant-based schnitzel with the frozen chips that they found. Everyone was fed. It's what counts. Then Tuesday night, we've done our chicken and rice, and I can't remember. My son would have had the rice. I don't remember what my daughter had for dinner. Wednesday's here, and I'm showing you breakfast because I decided to do a bit of a cooked breakfast when I get home from Zumba. I was starving, and I was trying to go heavy on protein. And Wednesday afternoon, I was very blessed to catch up with a friend who's also a subscriber, and we had coffee and cake. So, I've got to work those calories somewhere. And then in the evening we had pizza for dinner because I had got the pizza dough that you saw. However, it was a little bit squashed, so I did my best to roll it out. It was delicious either way. And then my daughter doesn't like a ham pineapple pizza that we do, so she just had plant-based chicken schnitzel. Thursday, I ended up getting this protein chocolate pudding thing from Foodland because I had to go in there, and I picked up a banana, and I wanted to pick up this satay fettuccine. Someone told me it's amazing, and Thursdays is bingo day, and I didn't have anything for lunch because I had to leave the house pretty early, so I figured I'd buy something. It was really good actually. It was $4.50, it was half price, so I was okay with that. And then Thursday evening, I've done a crustless quiche for my daughter. I've used up all the flour from one of the bags from the previous week, and I'd put it in that container. And then hubby, my son, and myself had tacos. I just had taco bowl with no of the corn chip. And the quiche is now cooked, so I plated it up with some chips that are about to come, the veggies. And this is the banana I was telling you that I was eating as I was walking to the car, because I've actually eaten all my bananas, and my mum actually gave me a couple from her house, so I'm very grateful for that. And then in the afternoon, instead of lunch, I ended up going to this little barbecue shared thing that we had, so that was my lunch for the today, saved me a meal. And then that evening, my daughter's had a leftover quiche with chips, my son's had chicken nuggets and chips, and hubby and I have had this beef stew / curry that my mum gave us from her freezer, so that was really good. And then Saturday, I was very blessed again by my friend who gave me a couple of bags of goodies from one of her local bakeries. They were doing an end of day clear out. She collected some things for me, so I'm grateful for that. And then Saturday evening, we've done burger night, which is pretty standard in our house. Mum gave me these burger slices and we really like them, so we'll probably keep an eye out getting some in the future. We've got the buns from Baker's Delight as per usual from our bread run, and some bread from my friend, and all Himalayan salt from my mum's cupboard, and everything else here for the burger bar. There is week 3 done and dusted, and I felt like this week was a little bit all over the joint with appointments and people coming into town. So it's always why it's good that I will purchase some things to have in the freezer, because I need to know that other people are capable of feeding themselves. Yep. It's always easy to just reheat something, but I know that my son really likes to eat chicken nuggets and chips, so I really want to make sure there's food there for him. I can always do something like fried rice for him just to reheat, but I know that he prefers to have that at lunch. And these are just all the things that I'm constantly processing in my head about who's where for dinner and what and how it's all going to fit, so I don't ever have time to be down and out without a plan. I need to be on top of it. So next week, as I said, is week 4, and we will wrap everything up, and then after that I'm going to do another video because I'm curious to know where we're at, because I know that we've purchased a couple of things in there that I still haven't even touched at the time of editing this. So I'm curious to know what we've spent and what actually consumed and used, and what's sort of still sitting there, because I think moving on to the next challenge, thinking ahead, yeah, it's going to be really interesting to have a look at everything. Thank you so much for watching. I so appreciate you, and I look forward to seeing you next time. Bye.